Well, a new polling average shows Donald Trump with a very slim lead over Hillary Clinton. And that's a big shift in a matter of weeks. But there's some criticism of the media, particularly the Washington Post, for burying the lead on this story. Joining us to talk about it, Alan Colmes, host of the nationally syndicated Alan Colmes Show, and Tammy Bruce, a radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. So the headline in the Washington Post is, Poll, Election 2016 shapes up as a contest of negatives. The fact of the matter is, a couple of weeks ago, Hillary Clinton was leading Donald Trump by 11 points in the Real Clear average poll, average of all polls. Now he's leading her by 0.2 of a point, and this is the headline that they come up with.
The headline should be that he is edging her slightly. That should be the headline.
You agree?
Yes.
Wow.
Are you shocked?
I am shocked, frankly.
But there's a lot of asterisks that go along with that. Okay?
We'll get to those in a second.
There's a lot of context to that, right?
We'll get to some of your asterisks in a second. But first, to Tammy, why is the Post ignoring the fact that all of a sudden Donald Trump is leading Hillary Clinton after being, 11 points behind just a few weeks back?
Yeah, Alan and I are agreeing here. It confirms to you how frightening that fact is to them. So you can look at what I tell my listeners all the time is sometimes the bigger story is what's being left out or is in what's being ignored. So that's the lead. The lead is the real story, and that you'd normally see in the headline. What's important for either campaign is for your followers to actually know the truth so that you know what you're going to have to confront. But there's also a dynamic about winning the mind, that people do tend to move toward the person who they think is winning. And if you give people the impression that you're losing, then you're going to lose some of those people. So this becomes this kind of false sense of security. But even Mrs. Clinton indicated this in an interview, I think, Meet the Press, saying, polls don't matter to me. They mean nothing. Well, they meant something when she was ahead of Bernie Sanders and when she was ahead of Donald Trump. So they've got to mean something on both ends. And this is why people don't trust her and really don't trust politicians or certainly the media.
Let's talk about some of those asterisks.
Oh,
what are the asterisks that you want to bring up?
First of all, you know that the Republican Party is, sadly for itself, coalescing around Donald Trump. The coalescing has not taken place in the Democratic Party. You've still got a pretty divisive situation. Until such time as there is a coalescing, I don't know that those poll numbers mean a whole lot. Also, a Gallup poll out today shows, just out, that Republicans are much more engaged as of now in the electoral process this year. The Democrats haven't really gotten as engaged yet as the Republicans, maybe because of the division in the party. I think you probably don't have a better read on this until you have a declared candidate on each side.
Well, the better read has been actually going on for a year. The enthusiasm gap for the Republicans has been double digits ahead of the Democrats. This is one of those dynamics. And for the Democrats, there's going to be no coalescing. Bernie Sanders just endorsed the opposition to Debbie Wasserman Schultz for head of the Democrat Party. That happens this summer. That means if his choice wins as this insurgent, he controls the party. Debbie Wasserman Schultz has not been liked. She clearly has not done a good job. You can't deny that. I mean, look at the condition of the Democratic Party.
Well, wait a second.
And that means it's all going to be over.
You want to go there? You want to talk about
if he wins the party.
Reince Priebus and whether or not he's done a good job.
You admitted everybody's coalescing. Everybody's coming together. That's their job.
Look what's happening with the party. They've lost their core values. You're going for a guy who wants to raise taxes, who now is for the minimum wage, is flip-flopped and everything, who puts out a bunch of Supreme Court justices and said, I may add to the list.
Alan,
what do they stand for?
The job of the leadership is to bring everything together. Shockingly, I am shocked that Reince Priebus managed to do that. I think it's the strength of the support for Mr. Trump. At the same time, the Democrats still in disarray, and if Bernie Sanders' guy wins in the summer and his person is running the party, that's going to be, everything's going to go.
The Republican Party is going to have. It's going to have to walk back supporting somebody who stands for a whole bunch of issues that are nowhere near what the Republican platform is. How are they going to eventually walk that back and go back to what Republican core values have always been up until now?
Everybody has said, Democrats and Republicans like saying, we need to get along and have the big party and have no labels and have people being able to reach across the aisle. The Republicans finally get that person, and now it's just all bad.
Well, what are the core Republican values? What do the conservatives stand for? They stand for a guy who has no core, who doesn't stand for anything, and keeps changing his point of view every day.
Personal defense.
He opens his mouth and changes his view every time. By the end of the sentence, the beginning of the sentence doesn't make sense.
See, this is how nervous the liberals are.
I'm not nervous.
This is explained.
And I am every liberal. That's right. Yes. Thank you.
All right. I don't think I had to ask more than one question. You two
we want to make it easy for you.
Well, I appreciate that. that. It is Monday, after all. Tammy, Bruce, Alan Colmes, thank you both.